My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we've made great progress as a nation, capital N. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable health care to a record number of Americans. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years. Which one was that? Appointed the first African-American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America's never been better positioned to lead than where we are today. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve you as your president, and while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me re-elected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work, and to let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you've placed in me. I believe today what I always have. There is nothing America can't do. When we do it together, we just have to remember we are the United States of America. Hello, everybody. Do you think this fucks Democrats since it's so close to election season? I mean, it could, or it could be really good. It's like I said before, the margins of like what can happen now are so much greater and so much worse than what it could have been. It could be that somebody gets swapped in. I'm just going to repeat what I said a week ago or whatever. Somebody gets swapped in, and it could be like a huge revitalizing moment where everybody is like super hyped and the next candidate is like younger and, you know, yeah, and it could be an amazing moment. Or it could be that somebody else comes in and there's like a whole bunch of baggage that wasn't revealed before, and now you've got a couple months before the election, and that's all people are talking about. Like, who knows? I will say, I think if I was running for the president under the Democrat thing, I feel like the only thing I would repeat over and over again, it would just be like being salty. But I would just repeat over and over again. I was like, okay, well, every single person in the country constantly said, why is it that these are the two candidates we can vote on? Why is it Biden and Trump? Why is it these two candidates? Well, time to show that that actually meant something when you said it. But, oh, wait, what? Hello. Okay, well, there we go. My fellow Democrats, I've decided not to accept the nomination and to focus all my energies on my duties as president for the remainder of my term. My very first decision as the party nominee in 2020 was to pick Kamala Harris as my vice president. It's been the best decision I've made. Today, I'm going to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee of our party this year. Democrats, it's time to come together and beat Trump. Let's do this. Oh my God, she's a child. She's an actual toddler compared to the age of these candidates. Only 50. She doesn't even qualify for Social Security. I don't even know if she can take early Social Security yet. Jesus. Freshly 59. Her live. I'm sorry, that's never mind. Do you think Kamala has a better chance than Biden? I have no idea. I don't think anybody really knows. You can see polls, which are snapshots in time of the vice president in a hypothetical race against Trump, but we'll find out in the next couple of weeks. Is this pretty much locked in now, or can the DNC throw a curveball still? I mean, it's not like legally locked in or anything. Like they could still change it, but realistically, it would be wild for them to change course. My assumption is going to be, if Biden stepped down, then he definitely was speaking to the party about it. So if he was speaking to the party about it and party leaders, there's probably a conversation about who to nominate, and there should be a coherent and consistent plan moving forward. So if this is the nomination that Biden is doing, unless he's doing this at to the party or something, then this should be the direction for it. I doubt they're going to do like an open convention, and I doubt they're going to do picking a different candidate. I don't think they can pick a different candidate, right? Like realistically, I don't think that would survive. I think you have to, you'd either have to do an open primary or, you'd have to either do like an open convention or something else. Yeah. Why are people excited about Kamala? Do polls even suggest she'll do better than Biden in key states? I think it's literally right now. I really think it's just to get over the senility talking point. Well, no, it is. It's 100%. That's the only reason. What does this do for the RFK Jr. chances? I imagine it can only help or do nothing, because now everybody will kind of look and reconsider like who they're voting for. Like some percentage of Democrats might reanalyze their decision now. And so a lot of them are going to look at RFK. Not a lot, but like a decent chunk of people look at RFK. Probably nobody will look at Trump. And then some people might not vote. And then there's a lot of people that might now want to vote, maybe. Who knows? Like I said, it's all an open thing, you know. What will be the main talking point of MAGA against Kamala? I imagine something to do with California. It would have been similar to for Newsom. That would be my guess. Actually, true. Metal. Oh, fuck. Could we? Okay, record this prediction. So if I'm right, okay, it's based. Okay. I bet Donald Trump is going to say that this pick is anti-democratic and he doesn't support that poor Biden is being robbed of his nomination, just like Bernie Sanders is, and he's going to use that as an excuse to skip any debate with Kamala Harris, and he's not going to do any future debates with her, so that he doesn't have to look like a fucking clown on stage. Oh shit! I heard last week that he would resign at this exact time and date. It was widespread knowledge in D.C. The real powers that be are discarding the old puppet in favor. Oh, this is Elon. Oh, fucking Elon. I heard from a few people that Biden was for sure stepping down. I think I've had 4 different people tell me that with connections to DC, but it was over the past week, and then they've all of them have like gone back and forth on it. So, but I'm not like ultra well connected in DC, so I don't know. Maybe there was chatter, maybe there wasn't. Maybe people were just talking. I have no idea. I don't know how many people have actually known, or if anybody knew before yesterday. I'm not sure. Do you think there's anything to be gained from Biden stepping down from being president now and letting Kamala become the current president? It would probably add a lot of responsibility to Kamala. It'd probably add a lot of drama to the race that they don't need. It'd probably be good for her to focus on running rather than like making her the president and everything too. Yeah. This talk from conservatives about Biden stepping down being anti-democratic is so hypocritical. Conservatives have no valid opinion on anything related to government, democracy, or anything else. Most conservatives don't even know the 3 branches of government. Most conservatives don't even want 3 branches of government. So don't ever listen to a conservative's critique on this. Same thing with progressives as well. They have nothing of value to contribute to the conversation. The only people whose opinions you should care about are DNC party member opinions or people that are like strong Democratic voters. Conservatives don't matter. They don't have the concern of the party or the country at the front of their mind. And progressives don't really care either. A lot of them are illiberal. They just want to like shoehorn in their own progressive candidates. So like people like Cenk and Anna, their opinions on this aren't really relevant. They don't matter. Cenk himself said before that he wasn't going to vote for Biden before the debate before, so it didn't matter. So opinion on female candidate versus a man. Will people be misogynistic? I mean, I think it plays a little bit. I think race and misogyny play a little bit into it. But and then together, you've got your intersectional dynamics. But I mean, I don't know. Who knows? You know, Hillary destroyed Trump in the popular vote. Obama, you know, had record turnout for his election. That was a woman. That was a black man. Maybe it doesn't matter as much. Maybe in a way, as much as it triggers people on the left, I think we're kind of past that stuff a little bit. Like, I feel like the Conservative Party today is so interested to see how the political and cultural landscape changes in the country. I think that the Conservative Party today doesn't really manifest racism the same way that it kind of did 20 years ago. And it doesn't really manifest sexism the same way either. You have people that, like, I feel like now the focus is on trans people. Like, that's the thing that people are so incensed about on the right. And then you have, I don't know if the gendered stuff I just feel like it hasn't been as much of like mainstream Republican discourse. But also this is like going by what I see on media networks and everything too. Maybe there is like a lurking feeling that is kind of like creeping somewhere that just hasn't come out anywhere. I'm not sure. Hillary won the popular vote. You never mentioned that. I feel like I've said that twice today, and I feel like I mentioned it literally every single time. But we've been hearing from these supposed centrists that they just can't vote for Biden because of his age. I'm curious on what their excuse will be when they still vote for Trump anyways. Well, keep in mind there's a difference between like the centrists online. If somebody says they're a centrist online, they're always a conservative. 99% of the time, they're conservative. They just, for some reason, no, it's not for some reason, because they want to have the aesthetic of being nonpartisan, so they won't say it. But